Oh, yes, we are recording. Hey guys, how you doing? Hope you enjoyed the last episode. This is episode 160. Yeah.
Yes, we in here.
Please be sure that if you like this video, please give it a like. Okay. I can't stress that enough. Please leave a comment. We like to interact with your thoughts. Hit that subscribe button if you're listening to us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, anywhere you listen to your podcasts. Hi, how you doing? This is the Darren Green Show. I'm joined with my lovely co-host Derek Daw. How are you?
I'm doing well. Hey y'all. Can't complain. It's Friday.
It is Friday, and you know, it's pretty cold.
It's pretty cold. It iced last night.
It did.
It ran sleet and like it was. The streets were really icy.
Well, yeah, I was in the house, so I didn't know. These are my 2 off days. Hey, they try to ask me to come in today. I'm like, girl,
you better go get that money and shut up,
honey. I dedicate my Fridays to the show. Okay,
I know that's right. We come first.
We come first. Okay, y'all. My listeners come first. No, but it's they got me tomorrow, so they be all right. Well, how's your week been? What's been going on with that?
My week has been good. It went by really, really quickly. Had a lot of events this week. I hosted and performed at a virtual social for the nonprofit Professional People of Color Collective. And then last night, me and my boyfriend hosted Heathens in the Dollhouse, which was like part of Coast Conversations with Lincoln Park Music Festival and Partners in Health. And we were talking about like 2021 and what that was like, or really the past 2 years, us being a COVID couple and our hesitation to get vaccinated and some of the misinformation that was out there. So it was a really, 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 really good conversation. I think it drops on the 28th.
So this was recorded. This was taped.
It was taped as a podcast, but it was live. We had a live audience and we had great food. It's really been an interesting week because I've like since dropping my Unknown Negro, my collection, like I've really been focused on like trying to get the marketing together.
I'm really happy for you.
To my brand ambassadors and thank you.
Yeah, I was on live with you on Bigo. I think it was yesterday. No, a couple days ago.
It was after I did my performance.
It was given very much HSN. Like he was like, okay, so open the back. Oh yes. Oh, it has a yes. Okay, like I just love that moment.
I may start doing that more on Bigo too. Do my little home shopping there. Let me drop the link so you guys can go and purchase that. Yes.
Get you the book bag. That book bag looks great. Because I'm graduating and Derek is giving me one of his Unknown Negro with the book bag. Thank you so much.
Yeah, but you just got to send me your address.
Right. We'll do all that.
You'll be one of my brand ambassadors.
Period.
I ain't Fenty. I ain't Fenty, but
I mean the Avon lady.
We got some shit to push, and I think you'll be good. It'll be great. Okay. So yeah, that's basically been it. And then I was in the thing last night. I start my new job on the 3rd. And I had some amazing sex last night. Oh my god.
We been there. I gotta live your.
You asked about how my week was. That was a highlight. We ain't had sex like that.
Look,
it was
okay.
It was very primal. Okay, it was giving what needed to be given.
Many words about it. They call this great.
Period.
Well, we love to see it, and we love to hear about it.
Absolutely. That's probably why I want to just lay in the bed like, child, I just don't want to do
right, because we done kept it real personal this episode, child.
It's glowing. That's how we're connecting to our fans. I'm a real ass person, so I ain't tripping. I'm grown. Y'all know I'm out here fucking.
Child.
Oh. But anyway,
look, we do keep it real. This is the Darren Green Show. That's we keep it real on here.
That's what it is. So what's about with your week though?
My week was it was work. Like I went to they had me in them damn shifts because look, I'm a receptionist, so I'm not really doing nothing physically, but you know, when you there and then the person sitting there calling out because there's only another receptionist that, you know, well, they're never gonna watch this. Anyway, they kept on calling the fuck out. And I'm like, bitch, I need this money, but goddamn. I'm gonna start bringing my computer up there to be like, okay, so this is some downtime. I'm about to work on what I need to work on. Other than that, a lot of shit was happening. Looking at the news and seeing what's going on in the world, child. You know, we got to get into some things.
Absolutely. Yeah. There's a lot going on in the world today, and we're going to get into it. So up first, I think we have to address the elephant in the room. When I say the elephant, I mean the looming World War III that has been trending. That's been trending for the past 2 days. So what's going on down there in Trent? What do you know about the Ukraine crisis? What's going on over there?
So from my understanding, I know last episode we said we wasn't gonna get political, but it's moments like this that we need that needs addressing. So what happened? Wednesday, Russia invaded Ukraine according to NATO. This came shortly after Putin announced that he decided to conduct a special military operation said to protect the eastern region of Donbas in Ukraine. Now, though Putin previously stated that his plans were not to include the occupation of Ukraine, CBS News correspondents also reported hearing loud blasts. I mean, we've seen the videos, we've seen the pictures. Putin calls this the denazification of Ukraine, claims that Ukraine is trying to start a genocide and start war with Russia.
A genocide, like getting rid of what? White people? I'm confused.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's like,
so Ukraine is trying to get rid of people that's in Russia, or trying to kill the Russians.
He thinks that Ukraine is trying to, you know, outdo Russia or whatever the case is. Something to the lines of that, and they said that there's many Nazis. I'm like, what's going on? This is really bad. Many Ukrainian citizens lost their lives. People had to flee the country. And this could potentially start a World War III. And I'm sorry for the person outside with their damn car. Thank you. Anyway, and I wanted to talk to you about this because I know that you're very into politics, and you have like, and I'm gonna be a real bitch. Like, I'm not gonna sit there and talk about all this stuff that like I act like I know what's going on. When I just want to have the space to talk about what really is happening with these nations, and get into what people are talking about also, because there's a lot of people saying, oh, well, should America get involved? They need to mind their business. What is the reason for all of this? No.
Yeah. So the real answer is, girl, I don't fucking know. We don't know what these people, we don't know what these folks' motivations are or what they do. You know, sometimes like if we were supposed to know, we were supposed to know, but I can tell you what I think. And based off of what I do know about Ukraine, in that region of the world, Russia and Ukraine are responsible for 30% of the energy in that region. And Ukraine has all the pipelines. So it's appearing as though, regardless of what he's saying it's about, because it's like there's no proof that people in Ukraine, like they're killing Russians or putting them in camps, or like that. There's no evidence of that, right? So he's just saying it. And he has state-run media, kind of like China. So the people in Russia the only information that they're allowed to get is from their government. And so they believe what he said. Like, oh my God, they're doing that over there in Ukraine. Like, yeah, we stand behind you, blah, blah, blah. But Ukraine's like, bitch, he's lying. Wait a minute. That's not what's happening. Like, Ukraine is a sovereign nation. They're a sovereign democratic nation. And so part of them breaking off from the Soviet Union or USSR, they had to denuclearize. They had to give up their nuclear weapons that were left there by USSR. And so it kind of leaves them in a vulnerable state, right? So if we have a neighbor next door that's bigger than us who said they want our territory, who is a nuclear power, what are you really going to do to stop them? And Russia's like, we want it. We want that land, because if I get that land, we're rebuilding the Soviet Union. And we're also taking power over that resource, which means more money for Russia, which allows them to, maintain their space in the big three, as far as Russia, China, and America. Now, as far as what it means for Americans, the first round of sanctions have already gone on exports to Russia. during this, if during this war, because Russia has declared war in Ukraine, the resources that we get from that area, they may be more taxed, or because Russia is literally bombing their factories, and bombing their airports, and bombing the places where they do their energy generation.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to cost us more to get it, because now that he's taking it out, right? So we could see inflation. Of course, we're going to see gas prices go up. We may see technology fees go up here in America, but
technology fee, like we mean technology fee,
like in technology, and all this stuff that we use requires certain types of energy sources, like lithium batteries, and all that other stuff. Like, some of those things come from the Ukraine. Like, it's a collaborative effort. Like, yeah, we always say the world was made in China, but all the pieces come together for us on a global scale, for us to be able to enjoy some of the privileges that we have and the luxuries that we have in America. So for us, it may affect our pockets if we do in fact have to go to war. Now, where we are right now, I had to explain this to my friends yesterday. They were like, Putin doesn't care about y'all doing these damn sanctions. Like, he gonna just go in there and take and do whatever he wants. And I was like, yeah, that's true. That could be true, but the Geneva Convention is very clear about their rules of engagement when it comes to war. And NATO is under contract, and how they operate together as allies for these sovereign countries who find themselves in crisis, or being invaded. And so the first course of action is to do sanctions, and you sanction the government, and you sanction their financial sources. So the oligarchs, the political players, major corporations in Russia have been sanctioned, as well as some of the like I said, corporations, and of course the sanctions include there being a ban on exports from Russia into the country, which means that it cuts off their money from not just us, but from shipping things out to the allies as well. So that the goal is to, like, me hurt your pockets first. I was watching CNN the other night, and they were like, why are they waiting to sanction him? Like, they could literally just sanction Putin. But I don't think that's going to be effective either. So the next round is to increase the sanctions, so that it affects the natural resources in Russia specifically. And that means that now we are going to limit your imports, right? We're going to limit the import of foods. We're going to limit the import of textiles, which could potentially, make the people of Russia demand that Putin stop this war, or stop engaging this way, because it's hurting the people of Russia. But on the other side, it's like, okay, well, the Ukraine has a large source of, like, potatoes. Like, they have certain crops that they have there. So Putin very well could be like, bitch, y'all ain't got to send us no food. We can eat mashed potatoes for the next 3 months. We're going to take this land. I want it. We're going to take it. You know what I mean?
Mashed potatoes for the next 6 months, child.
Right. But as far as the people in the U.S., should we mind our business? Listen, it's Black History Month. Okay, I'm gonna mind my black ass business.
Well,
for the next few days.
Yeah.
But this is white on white crime, guys, and this has been going on for a long time. Okay.
Well, I mean, in the sense, not us, the American people, should mind our business. I'm saying, should America not get involved?
We don't really have a choice. The goal is to always not to go into war. Biden has been very clear that he does not want this to escalate, because if America gets involved, there is going to be bloodshed. It will be all-out war.
Yeah.
And he said they weren't going to send any troops over there, but they deployed 7,000 troops yesterday to assist the people of Ukraine who are trying to flee the country, or sending medical troops over there to aid them, those who may have been affected. But I'm going to tell you this, because it's the history of our country. All it takes is for one American soldier. All it takes is one American soldier to be caught in the crossfires of this invasion, to be lost, and America will strike back, and will strike with force. That is our history. That's our culture. Because yes, we don't want to go to war with you, but we do have to be there for our allies. Like the Ukraine is an ally.
Now the Ukraine isn't. They're not a part of NATO, right? Because from my understanding, they said the reason why they're not upwardly like, okay, let's go to war, is because Ukraine is not officially a part of NATO.
Right.
Now, the moment Putin invades a country that is a part of NATO, that's when the war will start.
Right. So it's not really just an invasion. Putin said that, kind of basically like, y'all need to mind your business. But if you get involved, I will retaliate. And that means, okay, well, if France gets involved, or if everybody's doing sanctions, right? But if we do decide to deploy, any of them decide to deploy troops into Ukraine, and their soldiers are killed based off of this action that Russia's got going on, that is when NATO becomes involved. The reason they are assisting Ukraine is because Ukraine is a democratic country. And so NATO's job, or the whole reason for having NATO and the G7, well, not really the G7, because some of them are dictatorships and authoritative, but of NATO is to protect democracy, right? And America, we're the police. We're the world police.
It's not the world
so
police.
We're the world police. We're the most nuclear armed. We have the most troops. So if while we're trying to help this country, this smaller country who is democratic, who's calling us for help, if while we're helping them and you harm our people, we are going to retaliate. And then Russia and Putin was like, and that's fine. And then I'm going to retaliate. And that's how you get a world war, because now everybody has something to gain and something to lose. Yeah. Right. The difference is, do we want to go to war with Russia? Because if Russia goes into war, their ally that they would pull in would be China.
It's China. And we don't want to fuck with China.
So it's like America. I mean, because if China calls in, if it gets to this place and China calls in American debt, like, bitch, we're done. Like, we are.
We mean calling America. I mean, what could potentially happen?
So when people, when they talk about the deficit, the deficit is? Okay. So the House of Representatives, our Senate, their job is to create bills. And yes, the bills have nice words. Sometimes we have laws, but we're talking about bills. Like, they literally manage the world. They manage a budget, like our spending budget, based off of our imports, our GDP, like the other projections, and they create the bills on how we spend this money, and finding new ways for us to get money into the country. China is one of the countries that we've borrowed from, that we're in debt to, right? So I think we only have like a limited amount of gold left here in the country, because we don't really operate on the gold standard anymore. We operate on credit, and our credit is given to us based off of import and export tax with countries like China. So if China be like, okay, well, y'all trying to retaliate against Russia, our good girlfriend. All right, then how about this? We're gonna stop doing our imports to the U.S. And we're gonna call in our debt, which could virtually bankrupt America. Like, we get nervous when it's like, oh, we're gonna hit the deadline, and we're gonna have a government shutdown. Like, no, bitch, the country is shut down. Like, the country's closed. Okay, China said good night.
I'm not trying to say good night, honey. Oh,
all right. And the only way that we be able to get out of here is if we fight our way out, and that means all out war. We don't want this. Like, it's funny, like the memes and things like that on social media, they're funny, and I think that's a coping mechanism. That's how we, get through things when it's tough or chaotic. We just try to laugh our way through it. But the reality is, this could go really bad. And I mean, after this past decade has just been one thing after another. I'm like, damn, we got the coronavirus. We survived through Trump. You got George Floyd, and you got the border invasion, and you got all this stuff. The Queen may be dying. I mean, it's too much. It's giving very much. This is the last chapter.
Don't look up. Oh, let me stop.
Right. It's giving, right. I'm just like, child, bring on the aliens, because that's the only thing we missing.
I'll bring on the aliens. If I know one thing, look, if I see some alien, take me with you. Let me go.
Well, I do believe that if we are in the middle, if this does escalate, that we will start seeing unidentified flying objects more. But UFOs don't always mean,
It doesn't
alien
always mean
invasion.
extraterrestrial.
But yeah, UFO just means an unidentified flying object, and that could be spacecraft that's being tested in different countries, which we all know is being built. We have a space force here in America. The goal is to go out and voyage into that space and take ownership of it and things like that. So yeah, I just feel like this could go really, really bad. So I've been watching it kind of closely, even though I don't care. Like, I feel like I want to focus on my own stuff. Like, if the world gonna end, let me end it on my note. Okay, let me get my album out. Okay, let me get y'all some travel bags. So when y'all fleeing these countries, you have something you can
Honey,
you
I'm
can
going
ride
to Canada.
It's time to go to Africa, honey, because Africa got real quiet.
You said Africa got real. Africa left the chat.
They were like, oh, this is ghetto.
Oh, that's going on. Okay,
this is ghetto.
Happy Black History.
Happy Black History Month, niggas.
It ain't over.
It ain't over
until Monday.
But we'll see what we'll see how this moves. I just pray to God, like, Lord. I only voted for Joe Biden because I couldn't vote for Trump.
Yeah.
But at a war, do we really want, Lord?
I think we don't want a war.
We don't want it.
I mean, look at our track record. I mean, yeah, we had some not the fireplaces over at your place. Child,
the world is busy. We need Obama back. Obama would have pushed that button and we'd have been done. Obama would look, Obama used to chin check fucking Putin. He would look at him like,
not chin check.
What's gooey?
No, I didn't know about because I was still young.
Obama would have been on a plane, honey. Obama would have been on a plane over there. Like, now we have these peace talks. What's good? Because my homegirls is telling me that you still got people on the border. I'm trying to tell you right now, I ain't gonna be doing all this back and forth. They can impose the sanctions, but dude, let me tell you, there's gonna be bombs over Baghdad. And I don't think that, even though we feared that Trump would be trigger happy, we also knew that there was ties with him in Russia. So it's like, of course we wouldn't go to war with Russia. He'd probably just sit there and let him like, yeah, we're gonna send thoughts and prayers to the people of Ukraine. Well, what's next?
Now we're gonna send thoughts and prayers.
So for the people in America
Trump said that he would have never went through with it if I was in office. I'm like, you think you got so much ownership over this friendship that you got with little Putin, child? He puppet mastering your ass. Okay.
We're gonna see what happens. I just know in 2024 when Trump run again, this is definitely gonna be a talking point about the relationship with Russia.
The way you handle Ukraine in that situation. Oh, but I can hear right now.
The Afghanistan removal, like all of that. I
would have never did that. Yeah.
Of course you wouldn't have, nigga. You would have been somewhere eating Wendy's. Okay.
Many words about it. They call this great.
So just pray for the people in Ukraine.
Yeah.
But yeah, stay vigilant. Focus on your focus. The world ends every day for someone. So. And I'm not making light of the situation that's happening. I know that there are lives, many, many lives at stake. But as an American, I think that, we do have compassion for other countries. But sometimes I feel like our attention gets averted. Our heart gets averted to spaces and things that really we should leave to our government to deal with and to have the onus on. Like, y'all go take care of business. And while y'all take care of business, this is what's going on at home. This is what's happening in our communities. This is what's happening here. And you have to take care of your house first. Okay. Yes, we want other democratic countries to get to the place where they can be sovereign and run their countries like we do. But right now it's big bank take a little bank. And
not big bank take a little bank. Okay.
Yeah. How dare America get involved? Our whole founding was based off of white people coming over here saying, oh, well, I discovered this land that people already here on. I'm gonna take it. And then getting in bed with other countries like Spain and France to buy and sell off the rest of the land. So y'all know, our forefathers were no better than Vladimir Putin. I think the only difference is that his playbook he's using right now is very Hitler-ish. Yeah. Hitler did the same thing in Germany when he was trying to expand. And
that's what this is. He's trying to expand Russia.
Right. While also, I'm doing the peace talks, running the circuit. Yeah.
And
he
call we're the peacemakers. It's like,
and while they're doing that, he already got troops on the ground being like, go in there and take this, and this. I'll distract them with this. Y'all go in there and take what the fuck we came for. And Putin is operating the same way. So it is very, it's unsettling. And I've always said it, life is cyclical. History always repeats itself. We have not learned the lesson. So, I'm not president of the United States. I think that within my first 90 days in office, I would have, I'm Aries. So I probably would have blew their ass up anyway. I'd have been like, damn, he just got here. He in war. That's right. What was you saying? Boom. Drop the bombs on him.
Not we bombing Russia. Russia is closer than you think to us. So
yeah, that's fine. So Sarah Palin can see it from her house.
So I'm just saying they got bombs too. So it's like, the whole thing of bombing this, bombing that. Like we hope that it won't get to that point.
But if it does, we got them.
Because everybody got
the bombs.
Everybody got buttons to push.
Push the button.
You want this to be a damn radiation world?
Push the button.
Hell.
Kanye done already gave us 3 collections, so we'll have stuff to wear.
Not push the button, child. No, don't push the damn button, child. And I love how there's a lot of people that were like anti-war protesters that were there. I was like, I mean, good luck, but we love y'all doing the good work. Okay, peace.
Lord help. Yeah,
not Lord help.
That's good. That's good for the people that want to. I mean, yeah, we're people care about things they care about. Mm-hmm. I don't foresee it escalating that far, but if it does, like, we just have to be ready and prepare to face a new world. And I'm just saying, like, what a time to be alive, to be a generation that that is able to witness in real time due to our interconnectedness with the internet and social media and world media, telecommunications, that we're able to see with our own eyes the atrocities that we've heard about, that we were taught about happening over again. What a time to be alive. So I always just tell people, like, I'm like a roach. I'm a survive, period. So COVID, war, famine, disease, fires, earthquakes, I'm living until it's time for me to get out of here. So
on that note, let's get back to the mess.
Speaking of living.
Not living. Child, we got to get into this Meg Thee Stallion, Tory Lanez, and now DJ Akademiks bullshit that was happening this week. Now,
Lord.
I had to really, like, figure out what the hell was going on.
Mm-hmm.
This whole situation. So, Meg Thee Stallion.
How did we get back here?
Well, they had court.
Mm-hmm.
They got pushed back, I believe, to April. Meg Thee Stallion had time to call out false narratives about the case against Tory Lanez. Mm-hmm. The rapper called out DJ Akademiks for his deleted tweet that said Tory's DNA was not found on the gun. Akademiks alleges that the information was revealed in court. Meg Thee Stallion called out Akademiks, and being that court was not even in session. So he made that tweet before court was in session, essentially. And there's people that there's news correspondents that can confirm that. I mean, there was back and forth talk like, oh no, that wasn't the case. Like it already had.
Right.
No, there was many different sources, verified sources that said no, that's not true.
Mm-hmm.
And Megan wrote, court ain't even started yet. So why are y'all ready to start lying? I know some of y'all blogs are on payroll, but please don't get sued trying to create a fake campaign. Be a real journalist and post facts. I'm like, does Tasha K not after that whole situation? Does that not put a fire under y'all ass at all?
I don't know, because the bloggers have been blogging about some stuff that just keeps putting their integrity in question. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. And my thing is, it's like everybody want to be first so bad, and that's going to be the recurring theme of this episode. Everybody wants to be first and not evaluate the situation. Yo ass, okay. Now the thing about it is, though, this whole DNA shit is irrelevant anyway, because we know that Megan originally said that she cut her foot on glass. So she lied about being shot, in the, to protect Tory. They didn't check the gun, and they damn sure wasn't going to check the gun after the fact, because we all know how to take a little cloth and okay. So I mean, the whole DNA thing it's irrelevant.
I'm like, they're looking for DNA, or they were looking for fingerprints.
Fingerprints on the gun.
That's what confused me. I was like, there was no DNA on them. I'm like, why would his DNA be on there? Like, wouldn't they be searching for like fingerprints?
But why wouldn't it be? Isn't it his gun?
And they could also test the fragments that were taken out of her foot with the bullets that go in that gun. They could fire that gun and see exactly what the shooting pattern is, because every gun has its own pattern. And they'd be able to say, yes, the bullet came from this particular gun. This gun is owned by this person. So this person who owns the gun is responsible for what happens with this gun, if there is not any evidence suggesting that gun was used or misused by another person in their possession. So possession is nonsense of the law. If Tory had the gun, and this is the gun that had the bullet that shot Meg in the foot, then 1 + 1 = 2. 2 + 2 = 4. And then 5 + 5 = 10. Then what the fuck is this?
I mean, this is the conundrum of the century when I tell you. I mean, it's, and people saying, "Oh my God, you're being such a," because in my comments on YouTube or whatever, "Oh, you're such a Meg Thee Stallion fanatic."
Like, anytime you speak up,
I'm a barb.
You become a fanatic.
I'm a barb. Let's be very fucking clear. Second of all, it just the math is just not mathing. Okay. Y'all talking about this DNA thing, like I said, it's really irrelevant to the case. Like I said, they didn't check for it. They're not going to check for it because he cleaned the shit. And the thing about it is, though, people are not even paying attention to certain parts of that argument, because Meg and Tory was going back and forth on social media. Okay,
what they saying?
Meg released some screenshot text messages of Tory Lanez apologizing, and when you look at him, I don't have the picture on me right now, but I got it on my my little TikTok video that's on YouTube and Instagram and all that, where he basically said, "Oh my God, I was drunk. I'm so sorry. Like, I know you don't ever want to talk to me again. This, that, and the third. Like, this is," and he tried to paint it as like, "Oh, I'm talking about because I was sleeping with you and your friend or whatever." Ain't nobody. It had nothing to do with you sleeping with that girl best friend.
Well, that might have been the argument.
I was drunk, so that must have happened that night that they were hanging out. That they were like, so it doesn't make any sense. That's why I'm kind of more on Megan's side with this, because there's a lot of holes in Tory's story. There's holes in Meg's story too. I mean, the whole thing of her potentially getting back in the car after she got shot, because we seen what had happened. Like, when she got out the car, we know that the shooting happened outside. But when she got out the car, her feet was bleeding, so she must have had got back in the car. Like, what was really going on? I mean, and I know we said this behind.
She didn't want him to go to jail. She was trying to protect his ass, and that was dumb.
And that's what it was.
His ass to jail.
You scared me. I'm like, who the third person coming up on here? there you go. You got the text messages. Go ahead. Wherever you're watching, pause to read it. Now, I don't believe that has anything to do with the best friend. Like, it could have been, he could have said, "Oh, well, we was drunk," or she my bad, I didn't mean to do that to or something. No inkling that it would have anything to do with that best friend. It's giving, "I'm sorry for shooting your ass."
Right. It's giving very that. It's giving that. And then, he responded, of course, saying, he went on Twitter saying, "You came by and tweet your way out of this one, not today." And then, of course, saying that he was apologizing for his friend, for having sex with her friend.
Is he countersuing her for defamation? Because I know if I ain't shoot you,
I mean, we know you got shot.
I'm suing your ass back, okay, for defamation, because now I can't find work. He did that shit. I don't care what nobody's saying. Don't ever try to be like, "Oh, this whole thing." He tried to put that narrative. Oh, this whole narrative of just protecting black women and not protecting black men. Oh my God, shut the hell up. Shut up. Shut up. That's not a real thing. That's not a real problem. within our community, black men are protected the most within our community. I can't speak for, when we, when shit happened to us with cops and shit like that. Like that's, I'm just saying within our community, straight black men are protected. So I don't know what you're talking about here. It's I don't know what you think, Derek, because I be ranting.
I think the whole thing is a mess. I think that everything should just play out in court. Let them have their days in court. Everybody just needs to mind their business and stay out of it until the facts are presented. They become public record. And then, we just go with what the jury says. What the jury say.
What that jury say? Oh, yeah. I mean, but there's already reports saying that, a lot of because of this outburst on social media, it's really hurting Tory's case.
He should just be quiet. I also want her to be quiet about it too. Well, not really, but I want her to like let the system happen. Like, y'all don't have to play this out in the court of public opinion. But after they publicly made it seem like she was lying about getting shot, like she's always has to defend herself. And it's been 2 years almost. Like, come on.
Even if you don't believe Tory Lanez shot her, the people that's saying she didn't get shot at all, like, y'all need to know the difference between ligament or some shit that they was talking about. Like, that ain't a gunshot wound.
Oh, ligaments and tendons and pellets, but she said it was like getting shot by a BB gun. Like, she didn't say a nigga shot her with a rifle. You know what I mean? But the point is, if somebody has that wherewithal to point something and shoot at you, that's like somebody getting a bow and arrow and like throwing an arrow at you. Like, even if you miss, like, nigga, you just tried to shoot me. Like,
okay, whether it was a BB, like you said, whether it was a BB gun, shotgun, whatever the case is, she got shot. Right. I don't care if it was a paint gun.
Right. Oh, not your sneaky link call in the middle of the day.
No, that's my best friend trying to call. Child, I ain't got no dick. Moving along. Moving along. I ain't got no damn sneaky link, child.
Oh.
But no, anyway. Yeah, like, I don't care if that bitch got shot with a damn Nerf gun. At the end of the day, bitch, you shot me. She got shot. And at the end of the day, y'all need to stop with these damn. Everybody want to be first, and everybody want to be different. That's another thing I wanted to get into. Y'all want to be so different in y'all takes and think pieces and shit like that, to the point where it's like you sound crazy as hell.
Yeah. That's the beauty of entertainment. I think everybody's a little crazy. But I'm just tired of trying to figure out what the truth is. Like, y'all just give me what are you here for? Y'all supposed to be giving me music. That's all I want y'all to just do the thing that you came here to do.
Mm-hmm.
Give me the music.
Tory over here trying to force feed 80s music, 80s aesthetic music to his fans. I'm like, God bless y'all. He was trying to pander to me. I ain't gonna lie, I love some 80s aesthetic music now, but I ain't listening to your ass.
I'm like,
I bet you trying to pander to me. It's a mess. It really is a mess.
What else is going on here in these blogging streets?
Oh, child. Well, like I said about wanting to be first, Hollywood Unlocked alleges that Queen Elizabeth have died of COVID. Now, if y'all can recall, Queen Elizabeth, she done caught COVID-19. Yeah.
Aww.
Anyway, Hollywood Unlocked. Because I'm like, it'd be so much, like, we be getting like news from there. I'm like, honey, what's going on in this country?
Right, she's fine. She's vaccinated. She'll be fine.
I mean, at this point, if you ain't have COVID, like, that's you get brownie points, because I think everybody done had it.
You had COVID?
Yeah, I had COVID. Yeah.
Oh wow!
I never told you.
I don't think we had a conversation about you having COVID.
Yeah, I told you.
It's like, I feel like a virgin. Like, I don't know. I've just never had it. I don't know her.
Not a virgin.
I've heard people experience it. No, I was scared as hell. My boyfriend had. I was like, damn, I gotta move because I can't. I can't be here with his ass. He done brought the devil in the house.
Now, Derek. But no, she caught COVID. I mean, like, there's a lot of people that. I mean, I didn't think. Anyway, Hollywood Unlocked announced that she had passed away.
Mm-hmm.
Now, according to BuzzFeed, that's not true because the Queen spoke with UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson by the phone on Wednesday. That was that same day, I believe, that they announced that she had died allegedly. And his whole thing is because Jason Lee stuck to his guns. He said that they got the news directly from the wedding guest of the British Vogue editor-in-chief Edward Inful, whatever the case is.
Inful,
yeah. Well, we kind of that's not true because we've seen the Queen. The Queen, I think I read an article that said the Queen did some other event that was some virtual event, of course, talking about, stressing about the importance of COVID-19 and stuff that needs to be regulated and things like that. So
you sure it wasn't a deep fake like the one we saw for Christmas?
It's not a deep fake. The Queen ain't dead. I mean, it's not. It's been confirmed that the Queen is still alive. Okay. And they even said when she caught it, like she had like a couple of symptoms, but it wasn't
like mild symptoms.
Yeah, it wasn't.
But she's also like 500 years old, so her getting mild symptoms, she could sneeze and her bones break at this point. So,
I mean,
God save the Queen.
And it was three because I seen when Hollywood Unlocked posted it, and then I seen Jasmine Brand reposted it. I'm like, I was about to talk about it, but then I was like, you know what? Let me wait a good day. They still got they still got their article on there. Yes, he does. Oh, let me see. Hold on, wait.
Jason said, we do not report lies. Okay. And he said, I said what I said. That somebody told this to me. I trust this source. And so if she ain't dead, tell her to come do an interview at Hollywood Unlocked.
And that's all it was. Literally, yeah.
Oh my God, I can't with these people. But yeah.
And the way people was reacting to it too, they was like, so you mean to tell me the Buckingham Palace gave fucking Jason Lee a exclusive? Here's the damn article, and it's still up. It is still up.
What it says?
What are we doing? Socialites.
Well, they better hope he better hope he don't get sued.
Not it just got deleted.
Not why you see they hurt. See, I know they be watching. He followed me on Bigo. He probably watching on Bigo. We love you, but that was not the move. Okay,
is this the year? Is this the year? Because I feel like even if you're like a blog site that's like whatever, you talk about gossip and that, like even when you're not like Associated Press, right? I feel like what is going on with these blogs? Like, is this the year where we're just gonna
create stories?
Is Tasha K the standard now? I think so. It won't be here, because I want to do.
Allegedly.
Because honey, she over here. She can't pay for that. I seen that interview. She said, I can't afford that. I don't know how she's gonna get them payments. Shit.
Right. She better wait on it.
It'd be like them damn student loans.
Right. Well, he said he got the news directly from the British Vogue editor-in-chief, Edward Inful. So now that he has dropped the dime on where he got the information from, now the due diligence would be to somebody to get Edward Inful on the horn and interview him and say, why would you say that the Queen has died? And where did you hear that information from? Because the firm has a very tight press corps. And in the event that the Queen dies, there is so much that has to happen. Like there's literally 12 days of programming that has to happen after the Queen dies. You know what I mean? So if D-Day had come, and even if they were preparing for D-Day, I mean, because she's what, 95?
Yeah, 95.
Something like that, 95. So the D-Day plan is already in place. I think what also makes this story kind of weird is that of him reporting that she's died is because it comes off the heels of the report that the Queen has approved for Camilla to be Queen Escort. I mean, not Queen Escort, Lord, to be.
Hey yo,
Queen Consort.
Okay.
Which is an elevation from her title from princess, because there was a time when Queen Elizabeth was very adamant about the fact that Camilla will never be queen.
Oh,
Yeah. I mean, she was a mistress. She was the mistress, and she didn't bear any heirs. If anybody was going to be queen, it was going to be Princess Diana. Diana was going to be the next queen of England. But she was like, I gotta get the fuck out. She treated the royals like how black people should treat the Kardashians. Like, I'm just getting the fuck away from this family. Okay. So with it coming off the heels of the announcement that Camilla has been approved to be queen consort, it means that it gave the feeling that they're putting things in place so that in case of the untimely death or timely death at her age, the timely death of the queen, that everything is in place so there'll be a smooth transition. The first person we would hear from would be Prince Charles, who would assume the role who would immediately assume the throne as king. And then both chambers of parliament would meet. The media would be alerted after there's been a call to all of the state heads within the UK. The media would be alerted. All comedies would be taken off the air for the next 10 days. For the following 10 days, they'd only be able to cover, be able to do coverage of the Queen, her life, her marriage, and her death. The bells would have to stop ringing. I mean, there's so much. The flags have to be lowered.
Yeah, there's so much to do.
There's a whole, like, the Queen dying is a big deal, and there's no way that she would be able to die and be dead for days. And the only way we'd hear about it would be from Hollywood Unlocked. It don't make sense. It ain't not that wouldn't make sense.
They said Buckingham Palace gave child.
Right. Now, if it comes out that she's dead, or if she's been a corpse for the past week and a half, then you know what? God damn it, Jason found his way in. But if not, it just
makes be guessing. They trying to just same thing with what's his name? DJ Akademiks. But you guessed. I mean, yeah, it's the stuff came out, the DNA wasn't on the gun too, but like also, nigga, you did it before the shit even happened. So I feel like people is out here guessing. Hopefully it come true.
Yeah.
Well, then they can do a retract story. Like, oh, well, we retract what we said. You know, obviously the sources was wrong. And I'm like, wait. Just wait. Okay.
And first of all, why would we believe? That's just like saying that's like Hollywood Unlocked or the Shade Room reporting that Joe Biden was found dead in the White House before we got any media report.
Okay.
Anything from the press secretary, anything from anything from the family. It would just be weird. I'm like, where is TMZ? Because this is their job. Where are these little mom and pop ass blogs? Now y'all getting this exclusive international tea. Like, I support y'all. I support the grind. I support the hustle, but the math wasn't mathing. It just didn't add up. And it's just like, and it's crazy because this is the type of misinformation we're talking about. Because as soon as that article went out, everybody on Twitter is like, "Oh, I heard the Queen died." They made me nervous, bitch. I thought they were talking about Nicki Minaj. Like the Queen.
Like the Queen
died of COVID.
Not Nicki.
Not Nicki. No. It's like she stood to that vaccine.
Y'all almost had panic attacks.
Right. The Barbs were. But then we saw Nicki tweet, God save the Queen, sending love to, Queen Elizabeth, love Nicki and the Barbs. And Barb's like, wait a minute, now see, this is Black History Month. Okay, don't be sending no well wish these colonizers. Like, their whole empire was built off colonization and stealing. Like, that's where her wealth comes from. Like, she literally had the whole fucking throne from an African country, like, locked up in her house. Like, they're a bunch of thieves. They are the White House of white imperial capitalism.
Not the White House.
They are. So it's like, if she did, God save the Queen, rest in peace. But I definitely wouldn't expect that news to come from Jason Lee.
Yes.
No, ma'am.
Would have never thought.
Y'all better stick to the love and hip hop stars you're used to.
I don't know. And this goes back to what I said last week. Okay, stay in your lane. Now, I said that to political news commentators, but it goes for the celebrity gossipers as well. It's like,
I'm cold.
talk about Love and Hip Hop. Talk about all these celebrities that you want to talk about. We gotta. Y'all looking real bad out here. Anyway,
right. It's looking real windy-ish.
Looking real windy-ish. Speaking of windy, well, it's being alleged that she has a multi-million-dollar deal with Spotify for podcasting.
They're gonna get rid of Joe Rogan and bring her.
Oh, Spotify got the money. I mean, they can have both. I mean, they ain't gonna get. They're not gonna get rid of Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan makes so much money for them. But I don't know if it's to me like it.
Well, I mean, multi-million-dollar could mean $2 million.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's like
multi just mean more than one. I mean,
all right, it could be 50 million. You know,
$50 million for Wendy Williams
or 11.
I'm like, Darren, you've been smoking crack. You got to be more reasonable, okay?
Honey, I'm. Oh, let me stop. I was about to say,
you got to be more reasonable. It's Wendy Williams. Anybody giving Wendy Williams $50 million to do nothing from her house? She does the Spotify show.
According to Fox Soul, the 57-year-old former talk show host is working on an upcoming deal, allegedly preparing to make an announcement about it real soon.
That's nice.
They said that this is the reason why she's essentially, a lot of people are theorizing this is the reason why she hasn't been really talking or made a statement about, her show's cancellation, and that this has always been the plan.
Of course, it's always been the plan. When I'm getting tired of TV, got me walking out here on these swollen cankles, I gotta go home and just give me my microphone and my ring light, and we talk my hot topics. Yeah,
I think
that'd be good for her. I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, I said that.
Hope her announcement don't come on the same day that the Queen dies, because we ain't gonna never hear it.
Stop. I mean, I think she's maybe waiting out and be like, okay, once this deal is finalized, and be like, well, guys, I'm off the show now, but you can listen to me on such and such. Yeah, like I definitely, I didn't say, I'm not going to say I called it, but I definitely, spoke about how I would love to see her, Howard Stern this out and start doing podcasting, because I feel like we're going to get Wendy back in her element.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that is radio, but podcasting is like radio as well. We're gonna get the mess. I don't know how it's gonna be. I'm just hoping that everything works in her favor. Shout out to Sherry.
I spoke that into existence, didn't I? I know.
You spoke one.
Y'all can see y'all got to listen to the Darren Green Show. Listen, we get the tea, and then we speak things into existence. Okay, over here. All right, because we know what's going on. We see what's going on behind these scenes.
Yeah.
Okay. I told y'all Sherry was gonna get her own show, because the way that the ratings went while she was being a guest host, her being able to maintain the audience viewership or to elevate the audience viewership since when it was gone, it only made sense that if they got rid of Wendy, give Sherry her own show. She's been acclimated to the audience. The audience loves her, but some people feel like she can't do hot topics. I'm like, yes, she can. It's gonna be her own. It's gonna be her own talk show. I'm not sure if she's gonna have the same format as Wendy, but I'm excited for Sherry. She's been trying to get a show since 05, 04, 05. So yeah, this is great. And I think that Wendy going back into, the booth with just a mic, everything comes full circle.
Yeah.
Full circle. Yeah.
And she'll probably hire a crew. She's down in Florida. I think she's actually might be staying there. Which is okay. Florida, Florida.
For Wendy. Okay, that'd be nice. She needs the sun.
Even though it's fuck Florida, but sorry to our Floridians that may listen to this show, but we don't like y'all government. Well, I don't. But
we done lost all our Florida listeners, right? Just right now.
No, because that government over there, child, that don't say gay or some shit. I'm like, girl, what's up with these southern states? What's up? What's up? What's really going on?
They're conservative, and they want to run their country based on what the Bible says.
What they got to do with me?
Nothing. Look, nothing. Y'all can run y'all government how y'all want to. Just don't let it affect my life, okay? Because I'm free. I am a free, unowned Negro.
Okay.
Speaking of Negroes, Kanye West has dropped Donda 2 on a stem player.
Yes.
Now this is in a collaboration with Kano Computing. West originally released the stem player in August of 2021. It's the pocket-sized device that allows users to remix preloaded recordings by manipulating various aspects of a track, including vocals, drums, bass, and samples. And it currently retails for $200. And I think he's already made over $2 million in sales.
He did. He made a lot of money off that.
Yeah. By selling a nano iPod.
You couldn't do the stuff that's on the sim. Like you can actually like change the way the song sounds.
I know, it's like a mixer. Yeah, it's like it's a nano iPod mixed with Logic's.
Yeah, which is cool. I like it. But for the people that's saying, "Oh, is this a game changer?" or "Should our other artists get on this?" Like
that could be fun though to be able to switch up production. It's like it makes you interactive with music,
which is and I think that's really cool. But like he's also not posting his album on streaming services, so you cannot very much listen to this album. Only people that bought those stem players have access to the music, unless someone's able to.
Why he was smart. He pulled his fans from the streaming services to a place where he could make more money. You can't make $2 million. You ain't gonna clear $2 million in a week from streaming. You're not gonna clear it. That's because it doesn't work that way. As a songwriter, singer, or producer, it don't work that way. No matter how many streams you got, but him being able to sell the very apparatus that the music is going to be played exclusively on, like it's a genius move. Like it's a genius.
And the shit is $200.
I mean, your iPhone was $800 or more.
But I need to call people and do things and
yeah, but I mean, paying $200 for something that you want, that's like paying $200 for a flat screen TV.
Now I'm gonna be honest, like Kanye,
good cookware, like
right.
That's nothing right now.
Yeah,
you know, if you pour, then yes, $200 is hard to come by. But for people who
I can have $1 million and I'm looking at $200, like, girl, what the fuck is this?
Okay, if you have $1 million and you looking at a $200 item, that's literally
I'm Mr. Krabs. Like, I'm cheap as fuck. I'm actually Candy. I'm Candy. I'm cheap as it. Remember, she said, because I was watching some old clips of Housewives, she said, I can never be a sugar baby. I'm too cheap for that. Like, look, and my thing is, that's cool for Kanye. You know, that's you know, his fans is okay with that. That's cool. They paying $200 for an album. I'm gonna start getting worried when other artists want to jump on the bandwagon. I'm just like, okay, what streaming is doing is real. Like, it's real convenient right now. I don't want to see. I think it's stunting the growth of like the future of music, and I think the future is streaming right now. So for him to like kind of, it almost seems like he's kind of reverting back, like almost like going back to CDs and stuff like that. I don't know. Do you think this is a game changer? You think other people will start jumping on?
Yes. It's Kanye, and he has a label. So I would be surprised if now that Tiana Taylor's retired, if she decides that she wants to put out a new song, it'll come out on Stem Player. Or if J. Cole wants to drop an album and J. Cole's album drops first on Stem Player before it goes to streaming platforms. Like, I think Donda 2 is going to still be released. It's still going to be released to streaming platforms, but
just not right now.
Yeah, the whole point is to get people into this new product. It's like, you know.
Okay, I don't mind that.
The reason I like this idea is because I had an idea that when I did music, my last album, I want to release it as a cassette tape first. I want to release my album as a cassette tape, which would I'd be able to negotiate into deals with someone to have my own branded cassette player or boombox or whatever, limited edition. Of course, it'd be expensive, but it'd be a collectible. You know what I mean? So this is be a collectible. I won't say it's game changing, but it's just memorabilia. So this is more like a futuristic version of that, saying, hey, I want to be able to put my music in a different form that other people aren't doing right now. I want to give my listeners a different experience than what they're used to and what they can get from other artists. So I think this was a great move for him. I think it's a game changer for Kanye. Will other artists follow suit? I do believe some will, but I think most people will rely on what is proven to work and what it's really gonna we'd have to see what the labels decide to do. Like if
that's what I'm saying. Like, how will they
decide to
impact the charts? Because so that's $2 million. He made $2 million. That's like How many 200s? Make 2 million. Like, ooh, not math. It's a lot. It should be a lot of people, right?
$2 million from $200 sales. It's 100,000 people.
100,000. So that's what 100,000 purchases, or that's what I'm saying. So will that be in pure sales?
What the
STEM players? Because isn't that considered?
I don't think that was the point. I don't think he cares about it being on Billboard or being on the chart.
Well, all right.
That's not the point.
Well, he made money off it
because he's made his money. He's made his money off them buying the album and buying the fucking device.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's also too, because we're in this era where people so obsessed with charts and streaming and data collection. Kanye did something totally different.
That would derail. Okay. I mean, if every artist, let's just say every artist just exclusively did that, that would derail the Billboard.
Okay. No, it wouldn't. There would still be artists that would be stuck on labels that would submit to radio, that would still have their stuff played, sync licensing, soundtracks from movies. And there, I mean, it would have to be a mass movement from all different types of genres and labels to push this as the new thing, before there's a STEM chart, right?
Right.
So for right now, it's like, oh, Kanye did this thing. This is where his music is. Cool. It's just like if somebody decided to drop an album, say I'm only dropping it on vinyl first. Like I'm only going to drop it on vinyl. It's like, but
how Beyonce only had Lemonade. She only had Lemonade as that HBO premiere, and then like months after she put it on iTunes and everything.
Yeah, like this is just him doing that. Him experimenting something new, and he has a loyal fan base that supports it, that's excited for the things that he creates, and so good for him.
These artists always trying to do something new, child.
That's the point.
I'm glad the Queen ain't ever like, look, let me tell you something. Get in M5 this way. Now
your ass would be trying to figure out. Your ass would be feeling out like, now if I spend this $200 and this album is trash, I'm gonna be mad.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. That's why people stopped buying CD albums, and that's when streaming got into a big thing, because now I could just get like certain songs and not the whole thing.
Yeah.
Only album I buy is Nicki's. Okay, I got all Nicki's album. That's the only whole album I will be purchasing.
Her.
And
mine. You better buy my album when it drops.
I'm definitely not.
Period.
You already know.
Y'all better buy it too. All y'all out there.
Well, what's the name? I thought you was about to say it by accident.
Oh, I won't say no name. I'm just saying, all of y'all out there, I want y'all to buy my album too when it drops. It's gonna be some bangers on there. Y'all gonna be throwing ass all summer.
Yes, and I was listening to some beats. Let's go to the studio and make some
beats.
Yes, we'd love to see it. Now, our last topic, I want to talk about this Proud Family situation, because it's a lot of first of all, there's so many people my age and people older than me talk about this. Oh my God, why they changed this? This and that. Okay, so the first couple episodes came out from Proud Family, Louder and Prouder. I think that's what it's called now. People are taking issue with the intro theme song and a couple of other things too, like Michael and his character and how his character changed and stuff like that because of sexuality and this, that, and the third. And there was one person talking about the mother, like she acts like the stereotypical angry black woman now. How was the mother? Because now you said you watched it. I was poor. I didn't have Disney. I watched Proud Family a lot later on. But was the mother docile, or like she said this everybody wanted to have?
Kind of. She was passive and nurturing, but she could gather Oscar real good. But I think the new iteration is still. The new iteration is more modern and more relatable, and so the representation, even though we always want to try to avoid stereotypes, but she was just watching from the clips that I saw. It's like, oh, she's just being like the black mama that I was raised with, who just didn't take no mess from anybody.
Right.
But as far as like Michael being gay and his characterization in this iteration of Proud Family, people aren't taken aback by the fact that he's gay, because his character was always kind of like fruity. Like in the way he dressed, he had like an oversized sweatshirt with a exposed shoulder and like a headband. So
Yeah,
it's like this is not masculine. This doesn't appear masculine.
he did Penny's clothes. Like he did,
He did right. He was her designer. All the typical stereotypical stuff about being gay is that you got to be into fashion and you got to have like a lesbian. But in this iteration of him, he looks more genderqueer, and I think that's what took people. Yeah. And so I think it looks like Zaya Wade.
So my thing is, even with that, I feel like it wasn't a problem before because you can do all that shit, but just don't own it. Once you own it and the world, now that's a problem.
Or address it. Yeah, you just kind of be in the background. It's like, oh, okay, I recognize it.
Yeah.
It wasn't a so forefront and center, but I think that was the whole point of them rebranding it as Proud Family, louder and prouder. Right. So you have this Black woman who is louder. She's not as docile now. She's very much independent, very, kind of like in your face. She's not mean, but she does have her own voice. She's not just the backseat driver of the family, And the same thing with Michael and, how they presented his character. And they had another scene on there where there was this guy, this white guy, kind of chubby, who was who had makeup on. And so people were like, oh, I got to put it in our face. And I'm just like, child, it's a cartoon. First of all, this is not real.
What did they say?
About what? About to do with the makeup?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just like, wow, and that's just all, it's part of the agenda. It's all in your face. I'm like, wait a minute. It's like, I don't have nothing against gay people, but blah, blah, blah. I was like, actually, you do, because if you can't take the fact that
you can
have gay characters, if you can't take the fact that there are gay characters in cartoons and in animation and in movies and in music videos and in all this other stuff, because it makes you uncomfortable. The fact that you have to recognize and acknowledge that we exist and we are not a monolith. We all don't look the same. We don't talk the same. We don't dress the same.
Yeah.
And we are free to express our beings, and we're still, valuable people. Like, yeah, you do have homophobia. It's homophobia. It's homophobic, and you're ignorant. And just get over it, because it's here and it ain't going nowhere. It's only gonna get worse. I mean, bitch, I can imagine the cartoons with people being dressed like fucking dragons. Like,
well, furries.
Oh my god, that's scary. But yeah, like
at the end of the day, though, too, it's like, and I hate to be, because it was said to me, when I made my complaints about the new Star Wars movies, well, it ain't for your ass no more. Okay, it's for these kids. It's going out and asking their parents to go out and watch these movies. It's not for you. Okay, I know we grew up with the show, but I'm not complaining on how, like, it just seemed weird to me, because it's like, I look at the cartoons that are still out when I was little and watching cartoons like the new SpongeBob seasons. Like, bitch, I don't watch that shit. Like, I don't pay attention. It was like, it's the priorities with these grown folks, because there's really a lot of grown folk, like people older than me, child. I'm like, first of all, when was you watching this? I thought at that point, anyway, it's just get with the freaking program. And then people talk about the theme song. I'm like, okay, so Beyonce and them ain't on there no more. Okay, it's a new girl. I think it's nice. It's cute, I said it behind the scenes. I said they could have got somebody famous, like, but hey, it is what it is. What y'all gonna give it a what's the audience score? Y'all gonna give it a 0 or freaking 50%?
I mean, I think that it's different. It's different. The theme song is different. I do feel like they could have just left it alone. Like, you could have just left the theme song how it was, or at least got Chloe and Halle to do it. But I ain't gonna hate on the new girls. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Joyce Rice, who is the singer. You know what I'm saying? Go get your bag, get your royalties. If this show stays on air for a long time, get that Disney check. All right. But
I feel like it will.
Yeah, it's a different time.
A lot of people like it. Like, it's just a couple bad apples, or I wouldn't say bad apples. It's people with their opinions, whatever.
Yeah.
There's a couple people saying stupid shit, but
right. What did Maurice say? He said, opinions are like assholes. You ain't got to share yours with me.
Okay. Period. But yeah, I mean, I'm probably gonna check it out. Oh yeah, I was like, yo, because I got paid today. I'm like, did I pay Disney Plus? Cause I swear they be knowing when I get paid. They be like, "Yo, with my 40, homie."
Right. They just take it 40.
I'm kidding.
Oh, I'm like, Disney Plus is 40. Let me go cancel mine now. Okay. So I'd be mad as hell when I look at my cash. I'd be like,
"You pay for Netflix?
They'd be like, Apple Pay? What?
You pay for Netflix? $20.
I don't pay for any streaming services that my boyfriend has.
20.
They're all canceled.
You got me fucking chopped. You are not charging me the same amount to keep my podcast up, because that's how much to keep the podcast on the air.
Carisha, please. So wait a minute. What does Netflix have new stuff?
No.
What does it do? Like it's virtual reality or something? What the fuck is $20 for? Ooh, inflation. See, that's
Dave
that war.
Chappelle. Let me stop.
That's that war, child. See,
they say he doing more specials or whatever. I'm like, child, where's Sex Education at? Like, what the fourth season of that? Like, y'all need to be working on shit. Well, I'm not paying for Netflix, so it don't matter. So, I mean, if I was
online,
huh?
Just find the clips online. You know,
well, I'm about to start. I'm sorry, but they might
start pirating again.
I'm
back to the LimeWire days.
Once I find them sites, because 1, 2, 3 movies, 1, 2, 3 movies don't work no more. MT.movie don't work no more. Like once I find a site, it's over.
Well, send them to me.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you know. And with that being said, that's it for this show, honey. We done went over a good hour and 11 minutes. That was a good time frame for the show. Hope you've enjoyed the episode. And until next time, I am your host, Darren Green.
And I'm Prince Derek Dahl.
And this is the Darren Green Show signing out, y'all.